everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we have BEIGE's new lip tint review. It is the Sheer Velvet Tints. We have a total of 8 shades and I did get all of them. From the website, it seems like there are 4 shades of pink and these are cool tones. And then the last 4 are warm tone shades, which are more of a beige and orange color. So it claims to be moisturizing and long lasting, and I'm actually going to be doing 3 tests today. The first one is the transfer test, which I always do. Second one is a mask test, and the third one is going to be a cup transfer test. So it came in this box, and did you know that BEIGE stands for Be Brave As I Am? Thanks for letting me know. So since I did buy a certain amount of lip tints, it came in with this bag, Let's Play with BEIGE. Definitely feels like high quality. It also came with this pin badge which says Let's Play with BEIGE, and they also gave me BEIGE's pigment in shade number 9. Once you open it, you have the BEIGE logo in silver on the side. Quite simple. The body is the shade color and the cap sort of has this gradient effect. With the brush you have a clear stem. It does taper slightly upwards and rounds at the tip. So the brush is quite stiff. Okay, so recently BEIGE also came out with their water velvet tint and I did review it. It is this buddy right here. This is the sheer velvet tint. They're pretty much the same size. The water one has a transparent cap, whereas this one is gradient effect. I'm actually wearing number 3 on my lips right now, sheer mauve. Before I start swatching, I'm gonna actually smell this first. It smells like shea butter, but it's really hard to smell it. You have to get really close. Okay, finally, let's go ahead and get swatching. I'm going to do my gradient look first and then the full look. So I forgot to mention, I probably will review the difference between the sheer velvet tint and the water velvet tint. Looks a little bit too light for my skin color. It's kind of like this bubblegum baby pink, I would say. It does look a little bit like a faded pastel pink, which is kind of makes my face look a little bit dull. Okay, so this is definitely a lot better. We still have that bubble pink shade. This would be really nice for a base color as well. So far it feels very moisturizing and I really like the finish of this. And the cracks on it looks really well. Very easy to blend with your lips or your fingers. Gives this very nice blurred effect, seamless, and looks so natural on the lips. Alright, moving on to the transfer test. By the third one, it doesn't seem to transfer much. You can see the stain. It does look like the gradient look that I had on earlier. It does feel a little bit dry, so the moisturization has been blotted off. It is a lighter color, so I'm going to be doing the other tests for the next few shades. It's quite similar to the first one, except it does have more peachy undertones. It does seem to be a little bit brighter. It is a little bit more on the brightening side. Now we're going to move on to the cup transfer test. And I tried to use a glass cup, but it's a little bit difficult to see, so I'm just going to show you on this mug. Does leave a little bit of residue, but you can't really see the shade that well. Now we have a darker pink. It does have berry undertones. A mauve pink. The beginning look kind of gives this playful, youthful look, whereas the full look is more of this mature and sophisticated vibe. Since it's a darker color now, it's safe to say we can do the mask test. So it does seem to transfer a bit. You can barely see the outline of my lips though. Now we have a fuchsia shade, and it does have high saturation, so it can look red. If you look up close, it does have a pink undertone. Now we have a magenta red. Sometimes these type of shades do tend to look uneven, but this has no problem with that. It applies evenly. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's a little bit similar to the pink one where it's a little too light. For the shade, it's this coral orange shade. It's not too orange, and I do like the coral undertones to it. A peachy coral shade. There's definitely a lot more peach undertones to this. Probably the best orange I've tried so far through all my swatches. It has the right amount of orange for someone who doesn't really like to wear orange shades. Because of the peach undertones, it doesn't look too overbearing or too orange. Balances it really well. So I placed the pin here. It looks pretty good. Now we have a tangerine shade. It does have brightening effects. Kind of looks like I ate a popsicle, and this would be the stain. So pretty much an orange shade. It does have a slight undertone of peach. Don't mind this part because it's still trying to heal. So what do you think? There does seem to be a little bit of an orange undertone. Might be the trend these days. I don't know. I think because it's a warm tone, they add some orange into it, but yeah, doesn't look too bad. A deep brown red shade. The evenness is quite good. Still, we kind of have that dark orange undertone. When you blur it, the color is this dark orange shade. Not really sure if I'm a big fan of it, but I mean, it's flattering. It's not that visible. I'm going to be comparing Water Velvet Tint and the Sheer Tint. I'm just trying to find a similar shade. Okay, so this is the water one. This is the water one. I'm gonna go in number 2 for the sheer one. This is Play Peach. For the water tint, it's a lot more watery, and for the sheer one, it has more of that velvet texture. Okay, let's swatch it on the lips. So this side is going to be the water tint. It applies on watery, but it does dry. Moving on to the sheer. So we have the water one and the velvet. Because it is water at first, it does dry, so you have to I guess work fast to blend it. It feels very lightweight, blends in with the cracks very well. I think it's a little bit more natural on the lip. It definitely has more of a blur effect. For the sheer one, it is a little bit more moisturizing, a little bit more thick as well. Let's go ahead and do the transfer test for these two. Pretty much similar. The water one, it does seem to have a less transfer. What is this plot twist? Whoa, I did not expect that. So it seems like the water tint has more of a stain than the sheer one. That is a big difference there. Now it's playtime. I'm going to be mixing these shades. I'm going to go in with, let's go with number 1, I suppose. I'm going to go in with number 1 as my base. It's that bubble pink shade. And I'm going to go in with number 3. Seems to blend in quite well. It's stuck on my teeth. Yeah, you might want to remove excess. Still gonna use the same shade number 3 and try it as a blush. That looks pretty good, better than my previous makeup that I did. Okay, I have no idea how long this video is going to be. But anyway, let's talk about my final review. Very moisturizing, easy to blend. Definitely a variety of shades. It's not as maybe pigmented. Some of them do tend to gear towards lighter skin, but regardless, it would be good as a base as well. The stain is not as pigmented as I thought compared to the water tint. So that's it for this review. I hope that you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.